once again, we're doing another um, NaNoWriMo with a podcast twist. Took me a while to figure out what the title would sound like, and I'm sorry a little bit late. And if you're gonna hear him, I've got a cat whining in the background. I haven't given him treats yet today. He always whines when I don't give him treats. But anyway, I a little bit late because I just got new headphones and I've been messing around with them for the last 2 hours, and I was like, oh shoot, it's time to actually do the recording of the podcast. So, once again, this is when we do jabbering about absolutely nothing and everything to do with the podcast for the next 10 minutes. And apparently, people actually listen. So, thank you guys for listening to me jabber on about anything and nothing at all. So, Um, yeah, once again, I got some new equipment, so it's going to be sounding a little bit interesting, I think. And I added an interlude to the beginning of this podcast because you can do that with Anchor. They had really loud music pass by in the house, which you may or may not hear, which is kind of entertaining. But it was just random bits of music just kind of floating in. But I'm recording this for NaNoWriMo once again, doing a little bit of 10-minute show every day of November. And I've been kind of keeping up with it since I started it on the 5th, but I skipped a day on the 6th and did one yesterday, so it's kind of entertaining. I might go back and record things for the days that I missed just to get the round 30 number of podcasts in here, but um, that may or may not happen. But anyway, so what to talk about for the next 10 minutes? I always struggle with this because um, and nobody's been kind of pitching in topics that they could talk about. My partner says I should talk about Irish deities and stuff, but I actually got a podcast bonus mini episode that's coming out soon next week on Facebook Live that I'm going to be talking about the Dagda this first time around in a live broadcast around 6:30 Pacific Standard Time on Facebook Live. So keep an eye out for that. So that can't be the topic of my podcast today or any day during the November month. So I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to be talking about? Um, so I asked if someone would post anything up there to talk about during this month of November, and nobody's really paid any of that attention to that post. But if you guys want me to talk about things like on a schedule or anything, you're not just hearing me just float on the breeze and talk about absolutely nothing for 10 minutes. And you would actually like me to talk on a specific topic. I would love to hear back from you guys. You can post video messages on Anchor. You can find me on Facebook. My email is kindlingthehearthfire@gmail.com. If you guys would like to throw me a message, I'm totally willing to chat with you about just about anything. So give me something to talk about here, because otherwise I have to run through my brain and rattle my brain a bit to find, okay, what should I be talking about here, rather than just random topics that kind of just float into my brain as I'm talking. I'm sitting here for drinking my tea here, and I'm like, okay, what do I talk about? I was talking yesterday mostly about what was coming on with the podcast and what's going on with ABF, Arnak Fame, um, the international church that I subscribe to and belong to, Druid Church that I belong to, and all that kind of stuff. Been going through a lot of turmoil in the last couple of days in particular, but over the last year, there's been a lot of things coming out about the founder of ADF, Isaac Bonowitz, and the Mother Grove has just released a official statement on that particular topic of renouncing and disconnecting completely and utterly from this person because of the things that one he was accused of, and now we've got actual evidence to back up this these accusations from credible sources. Um, so yeah, they came out with a statement most recently about that. You can read about it on Facebook and on any of the lists, the online list, email lists that you might subscribe to. They're not being shy about making sure people know that they are renouncing and disconnecting the church um, from that person. And I believe that is it is a good thing that they are making an official statement about it, and they were very quick about it once they received all the information about everything done. They did it in a fairly efficient manner. There's still lots of things to work on, but this is a very good first step. And I'm very happy that they made the statement as quickly and as thoroughly and as eloquently as they could. So that's what's been going on in our neck of the woods. Um, we had several, I think it's 4, maybe 5 now, priests of Arnrafane did remove themselves from Arnrafane in protest of them not doing anything about these allegations. And I'm glad that the statement was made and we're now working to move on from what's been a very difficult topic and a very difficult thing to discuss within the church and just in general. I'm not going into too many details about the allegations and things like that. If you want to look anything of that nature up, you can look that up on Facebook, or if you're subscribed to the list, you've probably heard about it. So that's all I'm going to go into that because it's a very upsetting thing, and I honestly don't want to go into too much detail about it because it'll just make me upset. And I've been very upset about this particular issue for the last 3 or 4 days, and it's exhausting to be this upset about something like this. And I just want to take steps to move on from it. As someone who has suffered from abuse, it's very triggering to see a lot of this stuff happening in the forums and the Facebook groups. So I do try to stay away from it. I've made my comments known, and I've shown my support for the people that are going through this. And I also have shown support to the clergy members and also the leaders in our church that are also having to sort through all of their feelings about this and having to lead us as a church out of the darkness into the light, and move us into the future, that kind of thing. So I've been running around kind of like a chicken with its head cut off the last couple of days. So it's um, not something I want to go into too much detail on, and something that would take far more than 10 minutes to go into any detail. So, but anyway, to get back onto the topic I really want to talk to, because yeah, honestly, I can get stuck on this topic for just repeating myself over and over and over. That's kind of a thing I can fall into, being on the spectrum. Um, yeah, I don't want to get stuck on that topic too long. So let's moving on to the last 34 seconds of this sort of thing is that the podcast, I'm going to be posting another podcast for NaNoWriMo tomorrow. It'll be somewhere after 2:30. That's all I can tell you. I'm doing actually doing this more regularly than I am actually doing the writing of NaNoWriMo. I've done about maybe 5,000 words at this point, so I'm not too far behind at this point. But I do have to actually get back into the swing of things and all that good stuff. So, but all right, you've heard me jibber jabber talk for 10 minutes now on absolutely nothing important. Thanks everybody for listening, I suppose, and I'll see you tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow I'll actually have a set topic to actually discuss for 10 minutes or so. So, talk to you guys later. Hope you guys are well, and may you always pray with a good fire. Talk to you later.